Is the time now for someone to beat Ric Flair's record? And not just anyone, but John Cena.
And his name is John Cena!
Fresh off the announcement that we're getting a final run, obviously the question that comes to mind is, will we see John Cena break the record? Hit the like button if you want to see Cena break the record. Also, subscribe to the page. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to tag my partner in and ask him if he thinks Cena breaks the record. But not only that, I also want to ask, during the feud with Seth Rollins, he had a promo with Rollins where he says, Rollins, you're not the future. You're just a footnote. You're an answer to a trivia question on who did Cena beat to get the 16th title, the tie with Ric Flair. Obviously, it was AJ Styles. But who, if you do have Cena winning, getting the 17, who would you have him beat for it?
I actually don't have Cena getting to 17 for next year.
You think they let Ric Flair keep the record?
Yeah. And I think that the whole retirement tour should be about him chasing the 17th world title, because if he gets it, like, let's say he gets it at WrestleMania, what's the point of doing the rest of the year? Like, why would I have interest in Cena? There's nothing left for him. He's already broke the record. There's nothing left for him. So my whole thing is have him chase that world title, 17th world title for the whole year. Let him get in like every match that rewards with a title shot. So Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. And then that's a way that you can kind of let him work with some of these guys we never seen him work with before. And then I would have him actually win the chamber match for a title match at Mania, but I wouldn't let him win at Mania. And then ultimately you come down, he wins one last number one contenders match so that his final last match is for that world title. So then you get this drama of, is he going to break the record or is he going to fall short? And then I had two options for that last match. I went with number one is Braun Breaker. But if it's Braun Breaker as Cena's last opponent, I just want Braun to smash him like Brock did in SummerSlam 2014. Just obliterate him, and then it's over. And then the second option, which I think is the better option TV-wise, is Dominic Mysterio. In kayfabe and storyline, Dominic Mysterio's father is Eddie Guerrero. And Cena and Eddie kind of had a history. They had like a infamous like parking lot brawl on SmackDown. So you could kind of play up into that a little bit about how he has like a history with the Mysterio, Guerrero, and all that. And then really you could kind of go either way with the match, but I would have Dominic cheat and then screw Cena out of the history and keep the world title. So then you go into 2026 with Dominic just screwed probably the GOAT, John Cena, out of his history making world title. And then Dominic can play up about how he beat him straight up and how he's better than Cena and all that stuff.
Could you see Dominic getting the title next year?
Yeah, by the end of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think Dominic's going to be a world champion.
Dude, the heat, we already think he has heat now. If he's Cena's last match and we think Cena's going to break the record and he cheats to win, dude, his heat would be insane with the little kids.
And they never play up that Eddie Guerrero's his dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they said on TV. Eddie was his dad. So just play up that Eddie's his dad. Let him lie, cheat, and steal.
I love the drama of the storyline you're telling with Cena having to chase the record. I think Cena has to get the record. I think the toughest thing though is how they would do it. Because like you said, if he wins the title at WrestleMania, then it's like, okay.
What are we watching for? Yeah.
Yeah. I think ultimately he will win the title against Gunther at WrestleMania, and then eventually Gunther gets it back. Maybe in his last match ever, then he returns the favor to Gunther. I just think it's really important for them to not necessarily distance himself from Ric Flair, because like even his bad PR never seems to actually be bad PR. I just think Cena is so good PR that you gotta have him have the record. Like that dude, all the Make-A-Wishes that he does, his movies for the most part are all good. He's always like killing the interview game, like with Fallon and all those late night talk show hosts. So if you can say, ultimately, what I feel like is if he gets to 17, he is he took the torch from Hulk Hogan as the ambassador for WWE, and
Right.
I think Cena probably is the best choice for the ambassador, especially since Hogan works so well, and now Cena is. I've always thought Cena was very similar as a character to
Yeah.
Hogan. Um, Hogan I do think was done a little bit better. I do obviously the Cena years where they said Super Cena, like that kind of does hurt him a little bit. Where Hogan, I feel like for the most part, people really don't think anything negative about Hogan. Like I never really see anyone talk shit about Hogan's
Yeah.
run in wrestling.
Yeah. If we're just talking wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Just
Yeah.
wrestling. Yeah, obviously I've seen people. I just seen him get bashed the other day online all day.
Yeah.
But wrestling wise, and with Cena, anytime I see people hype up his runs in wrestling and how he is the GOAT, there's always people that were like, oh, the Super Cena run, though.
Right.
Where Hogan, I don't really see anyone talk about having a bad stay in
I think it's just
wrestling.
the like different eras, like Cena, you were being like bombarded with John Cena, every Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, where Hogan it was they had what, four pay-per-views a year. It wasn't he wasn't seen as much, so you would have to go to every house show to see Hogan beat everybody. Where Cena, it was every week,
It was
it was
very
like three,
evident.
yeah, like three times a week every
Yeah.
week. Um, I think Cena deserves the 17th title. I think it's like a given that it's happening, and I also don't want a Cena title run. If you're gonna give him the title, let him chase it till that last day, win it, and then forfeit it, like retire as champion, and then that sets up going into January of 2026. You could make that Royal Rumble match for the vacant World Heavyweight title.
That's an idea I've thought too would really work is okay, so what do you do if Cena gets the 17th title? I really like the idea of and it would build really good drama with what you're saying. His last match he wins it and then he's like because then people might be like, oh shit, is he gonna continue? And then he does that retirement. He's like, no, and it's someone else's time now. And then you do a Royal Rumble for his title. That's
Yeah,
pretty big time.
and it's basically what Brett wanted to do in '97. He wanted to like show up on Raw on the last night and forfeit the title, and no one trusted him to do it. So just let Cena do it.
Oh, dude, no wonder the idea is so
Just
genius.
dog out
Yeah,
Bret Hart.
yeah. Bret Hart's there. He goes again. He made Stone Cold Steve Austin. He made The Rock.
But it is like that would add to the legend of John Cena that no one beat him for that last title. You know what I'm saying? He retired as a champion,
Yeah.
and it's the record breaking 17th world title. So I think that would be a cool way to wrap it up. I was just trying to like make that next star, and I think that him losing is more beneficial to someone than.
Oh yeah, and especially the two, like you said, new star Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio. I feel like those guys are those two and Carmelo Hayes are probably the future of
Yeah,
WWE. Austin Theory as well. I am high on. So those four, but
yeah,
I think Cena most likely would be willing to put over Braun Breaker or
Dominic.
Dominic. He's probably well. He already fucked over Theory, so he's definitely not putting Theory over.
And
And
then if
then
you do Dominic, Cena's gonna get cheered. Like he, because you don't want the last. I guess it doesn't matter, but they would always do. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. If you go against Dominic Mysterio, Dominic's getting all the heat. You're not gonna get that.
you won't get that Cena suck
Yeah,
chant. Oh, dude, that's good too. And then with Braun Breaker, you're gonna get the Cena suck because there's people that love Braun
yeah.
Breaker.
But like I said, I'd just have Braun squash him.
That would be nuts for his last match. He just
Yeah,
gets destroyed. I I don't know. I really like the idea of him winning the belt now and just forfeiting it.
yeah.
That
Either
would
way, you're. It's a cool moment either way. If he goes out losing or winning.
and to me also like shout out to Cena for giving the fans this. Like he
Yeah,
could have just
he
walked
could have
away
just came into
randomly.
Mania and done
Yeah.
one last Mania and been done. We're getting a whole year retirement
Yeah.
tour.
And
So
we're getting good storylines because we're all talking about like what's his last match?
yeah.
Does he get the title?
And then we get Peacemaker season 2. So
Oh, I'm hyped for that too. All right. So in the comments, let us know. Do you think John Cena gets to 17 in his final year?